Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. CM Punk apologizes for tweet over his AEW Revolution entrance. CM Punk called back to his days in Ring of Honor for his entrance at AEW's Revolution pay-per-view. Fans watching Revolution did hear CM Punk's longtime entrance theme, Cult of Personality by Living Colour. However, it was merely a tease before MJF made his entrance. CM Punk followed by entering the arena to AFI's Masira Cantea, a theme he used in Ring of Honor and other independent promotions early in his career. Punk's ring gear also was a callback to his days in ROH. While many fans who followed CM Punk during his days in Ring of Honor recognized the callbacks in his entrance at Revolution, others did not. Paul Fontaine, a staff writer for the Wrestling Observer newsletter, tweeted, quote, "What am I missing with this Punk entrance?" end quote. A deep understanding of storytelling, Punk later replied, or a brain. CM Punk deleted his reply. Today he took to Twitter again and apologized about the tweet. Quote, "I'm sorry if I was snarky to a guy who was being SHIT to other people in his replies," Punk tweeted. "Context is everything. None of this is important. Let's all hug and drink Shirley Temples," end quote. Punk was admittedly emotional after the match while discussing his history with Ring of Honor. Quote, "It was pretty important, you know," Punk said while fighting back tears during the post-show media scrum after Revolution. Quote, "I loved ROH so much, and I can't explain how happy I am that my footage, it's in good hands, you know? It's just good to know that it's in the hands of somebody who will treat it well. I literally feel like my baby is in somebody's hands that I know will raise the child the right way and do good things with it." AEW President Tony Khan announced last Wednesday that he agreed to acquire Ring of Honor from Sinclair Broadcasting. Wrestling Inc. managing editor Nick Hausman asked Khan if there was a possibility of ROH continuing to operate as a separate promotion with their own distribution deal. Quote, "It's a complicated asset transfer, so I don't want to say too much about it," Khan responded during the media scrum Sunday night. "Where the library, past content, and future content will be disseminated is something I can't really say right now." CM Punk defeated MJF in a dog collar match at Revolution. Punk got an assist from Wardlow, who allowed Punk to take MJF's Dynamite Diamond ring. Punk used it to deliver the final blow before he pinned MJF. Big title change at WWE NXT RoadBlock. Dolph Ziggler is your new WWE NXT champion. The main event of last night's NXT RoadBlock special saw Ziggler win the strap by defeating Tommaso Ciampa and former champion Bron Breakker in a triple threat match. The finish saw interference from Robert Roode, allowing Ziggler to get the pin on Ciampa. This is Ziggler's first ever title reign in NXT. Breakker won the title back at New Year's Evil on January 4 by defeating Ciampa. Breakker held the NXT title in his first reign for 63 recognized days. Possible WWE Hall of Fame spoiler for this year. The master and ruler of the world is reportedly headed into the WWE Hall of Fame. MacMen's Andrew Zarian reports that former WWE champion Psycho Sid Vicious is expected to be inducted into the 2022 class during WrestleMania 38 weekend in Dallas. There's no word on who would induct Sid, but we will keep you updated. The Steiner brothers and Queen Sharmau are also rumored for 2022 WWE Hall of Fame inductions, but nothing has been confirmed. There may be a format change this year, with some of the inductees being inducted digitally. The 2022 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony will air live on Peacock and the WWE Network from 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time until midnight. The show will air right after the WrestleMania 38 Go Home edition of SmackDown goes off the air from the same venue, which is the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. The only names announced for the 2022 class as of this recording are The Undertaker and the man they call Vader. AEW reportedly changed finish to Revolution title match. Sunday's AEW Revolution pay-per-view saw Britt Baker retain her AEW Women's World title over Thunder Rosa after debuting a new-look title bout. AEW officials reportedly changed the finish to Rosa vs. Baker multiple times in the weeks leading up to Revolution, according to Fightful Select. The match saw interference from Rebel and Jamie Hayter, allowing Baker to hit her stomp for the pin to retain. There's no word on why AEW went back and forth on the finish, but they are setting up for a rematch between Rosa and Baker during the St. Patrick's Day Slam edition of Dynamite on March 16, which takes place in Rosa's hometown of San Antonio, Texas. This week's AEW Dynamite will feature Rosa versus Layla Hirsch, with the winner earning the next title shot from Baker. Regarding the new AEW Women's World title, the new bout was produced by Bouts by Dan, and it was completed in just 3 weeks, which is a week quicker than their previous quickest turnaround. The design was inspired by the Mid-South Wrestling North American title. As can be seen on social media, Dan noted that the snaps and Velcro were included on the bout, and those were, quote, champion's choice. It was also revealed on social media that Dan did the plating/painting and the leather/snap work, but the actual design was done by Andre Dorsey. Dorsey was asked to make the bout look, quote, Mid-South style. Backstage news on WWE's WrestleMania 38 plans. WWE is hoping to have all their WrestleMania 38 plans locked in next week, Dave Meltzer reported on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio. Meltzer noted that next week is set to be a big one for the company in terms of setting up the matches and what fans can expect from the two-night event. The annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale was also discussed. Typically, this bout has taken place on the WrestleMania card, either on the main show or the pre-show since 2014. However, the match may not be appearing at the grandest stage of them all. While things are currently described as fluid for the shows, this bout may happen on the Monday or Friday night instead. Over the past 2 years, this match has not happened at WrestleMania. In 2020, it did not happen at all due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The match did return at WrestleMania 37 weekend, but it was done on SmackDown instead, being won by Jey Uso. Previous winners have been Cesaro, Big Show, Matt Hardy, Baron Corbin, and Braun Strowman. WrestleMania 38 will take place on Saturday, April 2nd and Sunday, April 3rd from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Seth Rollins blacks out all his social media accounts. WWE Raw superstar Seth Rollins has made a couple of drastic changes to his official Twitter and Instagram accounts ahead of WrestleMania 38. As can be seen on social media, Rollins blacked out his Twitter header and profile photo and changed his name to ... this past Tuesday. He made a similar change to his Instagram handle and profile too. On this week's Raw, Rollins walked away looking despondent after himself and Kevin Owens failed to capture the Raw Tag Team titles in the opening contest. In the lead up to the match, Rollins mentioned how he and his best friends Owen had to win the match in order to book their ticket to April's WrestleMania 38 event. Later on Raw, Kevin Patrick approached Rollins, who walked away without offering any comments. As of this recording, there is still no update on Seth Rollins' WrestleMania 38 opponent. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.